welcome to the stage, Alonso, Dominique, McElligott, Erin Moriarty, come on out, Erin, Antony Starr, and last but not least, Karl Urban.
Good
First of all,
Lord.
you guys, welcome to Chicago. Are you guys glad they're here? Woo! I'm so excited to talk about The Boys because it is, first of all, it's an amazing show. Second of all, it takes this whole pop culture superhero genre and it just completely flips it upside down, which is something I love about the series. What do you guys think resonates about The Boys to everyone in this room and more?
That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, you know, I think that there's something in The Boys for everybody, and I think it presents a great kind of twisted narrative on the superhero genre. You're all used to the Marvel films, and it's nice to see something that's dark and twisted and different. And I think the success of films like Deadpool has proven that there is an audience for R-rated comic book material.
Absolutely. We're so saturated in comic books and you know, DC universe. Everything's a universe now. And I think it's nice and just, you know, to have the option that comes out with something a little more subversive and a little more fuck you.
And that's exactly what it is, you know. Laz, your character though, you're a family man, you're a home guy, and it's really interesting because you have to find that dynamic between being that family man and yet going on these missions and being a part of The Boys. So how did you sort of create that within Mother's Milk?
So it's very easy because I'm really the nice guy when I'm hanging around these guys. Like, they're really bad people.
That's a great story.
Carl's been a horrible influence on me in my personal life.
That's true.
Carl's a horrible influence on everyone.
No, I mean, you know.
I just want to say, and what he means horrible influence, he means ending up in a club being taught karate with Jack Quaid by a woman wearing red lingerie at 3 in the morning.
Oh my God!
True story. Got the photos.
What's he talking about? I can attest to that. I was there.
What?
I was there. I can attest to that.
This was part of the cast
That's
bond.
true.
I was there.
See, didn't you see what I mean? And they made us wear boas. We had boas. I had a purple boa on.
Yeah, that's right.
So this really happened. Anyway, back to the question. You know, for me, I'm OCD in real life. So it actually feels good to be able to go on set and clean up after all these guys and straighten things out. It's to the point where I straighten things out for the people on set who are supposed to be doing it for us. I straighten it out for them. You know, like I correct them.
This is no joke, because we're next to each other signing autographs. Laz is there organizing his photos into neater piles. I noticed that today.
You saw that?
I saw that.
So then they started maybe writing a little more of that caretaking.
They do write more of that. He's the mother of the group. He's the dad, the bad father. You know, I'm the caretaking mother. And, you know, it's just, they're my kids, and I love them.
I love that. Well, let's talk about Billy Butcher. I mean, you mentioned the MCU. You dabbled in there a little bit with Thor Ragnarok. And now, this is a totally, as we were saying, different take. What drew you to play the seemingly dark Billy Butcher?
Well, it was two things, really. I read the pilot script. I thought it was fun and dark, twisted, and I really was drawn to the character of Billy. There's a sort of Machiavellian character who, you know, manipulates Huey into doing what he wants, and that appealed to me. It's so far away from what I'm like, really.
On and off.
Nice guy. Nice guy.
And secondly, it was really kind of meeting Eric Kripke and Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg and talking to those guys about what it was they were going to do and what they weren't going to do. And I decided that it was a leap of faith that I was going to take, that I was really intrigued by it. I didn't think that I had seen anything quite like it, and I think that's, you know, one of the things that we all kind of look for and when we're trying to find something to do is some sort of semblance of originality, and this definitely had it.
Were any of you familiar with the graphic novel before hearing about the show?
For me, not so much. I mean, I was aware of what it was,
Right.
but I hadn't read it. What about you guys?
No, I had no idea. No, it's just not something that did come across my plate. But I read it and did not think it could be put on screen. And then I was fucking intrigued. I'm like, oh, cool. How are they going to put that much dick and horrible shit in a TV show and not? I mean, come on. The comic is outrageous. But I think, Karl mentioned the creative team around it, and I think what they've done pretty successfully, I think, is really just negotiate or walk that balance of being true to the graphic novel, but also making it accessible and something that we can actually put on TV.
Absolutely. And let's talk about Homelander. I mean, you are the superhero, but also the supervillain, all wrapped up in one. How do you create that dynamic as an actor? Or you just go with the maniacal laugh and that.
Yeah, I could go on about, this deep character work and blah, 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 but I think a lot of it's just me. And I'm a little sad to say that, but, if you ain't got it, you can't put it on screen. So I think it's, I think one of the most important things is you just got to enjoy being the bad guy. I got so much rope, like I turn up and I can almost literally do whatever I want, and they won't say yes all the time, and they'll put me back in my place a lot. But being bad is fun. Me and Dom had a really the scene in the first episode 4 when the plane's going down, and she had the most extraordinarily horrible day. She was crying, and she was really carrying the emotional weight of the scene. It's really fucking harrowing, and she's like really great in it, and it's just this very intense thing. I had a fucking ball. I was laughing. I was like, "Oh, you guys are great!" It's going down. Get the fuck off the plane. It was just, and this poor thing. She was a wreck at the end of the day. Did a great job, and it's amazing. We had such different experiences, and I think that's one of the great things about being
I had a blast
a bad guy.
That was the best week of filming. It was so much fun filming that plane scene. I mean, it was my favorite, my highlight of the first season.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was the
it was
fight
fun.
scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, your character it's interesting because you are starting to have a conscience, and, we see you struggle, and whether it's reaching out to your ex or Starlight, she's kind of becoming torn. So,
well, I think when we meet Maeve, she's quite torn. She's jaded with everything that's been going on, and she's been the victim herself. She knows where Starlight is standing because she stood there herself. So when we meet her, she's quite broken, and we're meeting her at a very low point. And from there, I think through Starlight, we see her start to see herself and become aware of the journey that she needs to take to get out of that situation.
yeah, and you even tell her, be original, or be,
Yeah.
So that's a very cool scene between
Do you?
Drinking and crying. Or
Exactly.
When I've just vomited.
After you threw up,
After I vomit from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Erin, Starlight, what a great character. Really amazing job as an actress. What do you want? I mean, to be honest, you were thrown into this Me Too movement storyline, and I'm just curious, did you have any trepidation as an actor kind of walking in like that?
You know what? I actually didn't, because so the version of the script that I originally got cast in when it was a pilot did not include that storyline. And I remember I booked the job and I started to read the boys' comic book, and I read this moment that Starlight has with a bunch of these guys, and it's like the situation in the pilot, but even worse. And I was like, wow, okay, that's really interesting. I'm glad we're not going to be depicting that. And then Kripke called me, and he's like, look, we're going to do our own take on it. It's going to be a little bit different, and it's going to serve a purpose that's ultimately going to be a strengthening point for Starlight, and it's going to kind of catalyze this like sort of mental journey that she goes on from like being point A, which is kind of like naive and ignorant about the world, to like ultimately deciding that it's not going to defeat her, it's going to light a fire behind her ass. And then also I think the way it explored the Me Too movement in terms of like, they're most things lie within the gray areas, and how you respond to situations is more important than how you may react to it in the moment viscerally. So I liked it. I was super happy to kind of approach the taboo subject and sort of get involved in the dialogue around it.
I thought it was very brave of the show and of you, so yeah.
Thank you.
Dom, you mentioned the fight scene, and I mean, it's an extremely physical show for everyone, you know, whichever side you're on. What is the training like for you guys in preparation for filming? Is there any, or you just kind of go in and the stunt coordinator teaches you in the moment? How does that work?
Oh, well, I definitely trained for my fight sequence that I had with the 3 wrestlers, the 3 big guys. Yeah, there was a lot of choreography for that.
How long?
A lot of fun.
Or
I probably learned that choreography maybe in a few days, but I had trained beforehand. I had done Muay Thai, and I was in the gym doing weights and stuff like that. So, but I think that was another highlight. I loved shooting that scene. It was the dialogue beforehand that was the tricky part. But I think that was, yeah.
But the action was awesome. I remember every time walking in, and I was meant to be really like in a bad mood in the scene, and I kept seeing you kick ass, and I was like, girl. But then I was like, you looked amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. I just walk around in a cape with my hands behind my back and laser people, which I love, because I did a show for 4 years called Banshee, and that had whoop, whoop, whoop. The entire world's fans are in this room. The 5 people that watched that fucking show are here. Thanks, guys.
Plug.
God,
you may know me from such shows as Banshee.
Yeah. Please all go and watch it. I need the money. I'm living on the streets. No, but there was so much action in that. So this was just like the prospect of walking around in a puffy suit, and like I fly. They put me in a harness, and that can hurt sometimes. But that's about, as long as I tuck right, like that is literally the only problem I'm gonna have.
Well, there's an art to that, I'm sure.
There's no kids here, right?
Yes.
I bet there's kids here. I bet some bad parents have brought their kids to the boys
Say,
thing. I bet you.
you can't watch The Boys yet.
You can't even watch the show. Why would you bring your children? What's wrong with you?
Well, Karl, your character goes through the first 7 episodes thinking one thing and then finds out that his wife is alive. And how does that change Billy and his objective, I guess?
Well, this is a season 2 question, really, isn't it? Yeah, because I think Billy in season 1 never really gave up on the fact that his wife was alive, but really, if he was to think about it, would kind of feel like she was dead, because he's exhausted all possibility of finding her. So
It's all good.
yeah,
It's really interesting. I am listening.
Yeah. So, but then, obviously, I think, in season 2, that's what we're really going to explore, and I think delve right into the rape of it all, which you play really well, by the way. I mean, I think he's America's favorite rapist. Yeah. So, but no, all good things. I mean, you guys will love. I mean, just gets.
I can't wait.
Season 2 just gets deeper and obviously more character. Everything gets more intense and taken up a whole lot of notches.
Basically, everything that it's a little bit like drama 101, right? Whenever someone's got something, you take it away. If they get married, you break them up, whatever. So everything that the characters end up with at the end of season 1, or don't end up with, then they get or they lose. Mm-hmm. And I think, you don't want to spoil it because there's some pretty crazy stuff coming up. Oh my God. I'm thinking of one scene in particular, which you'll know when you see it. That I've never done anything like it. But it is. It's like, I think it's difficult. That's this. It's the difficult second album. It's hard to come out from a show that's got a little bit of momentum, and we felt pretty good about it. And then what do you do to follow on from that? And I think our creative team, Kripke and The writers did a really good job of balancing that and not pushing it too far, but at the same time, extending on all the elements that the fans have grown to love.
I know what scene you're talking about.
I know what scene you're talking about too.
Like, I couldn't wait till it happened, because I went into the makeup trailer the next day so excited, like, did Anthony have a shit fit? Did he go off?
Yeah.
Was he pissed?
Yeah.
Did he have a mental breakdown?
And what nobody realizes is that is just you and like your natural habitat.
Yeah, but no one knows what we're talking about, so none of this is relevant.
But it's still very interesting, so we're all speculating over here about what's going to happen. Anthony and Erin and Dom, did you guys have any input into what your superheroes' outfits were going to look like?
Not into what they looked like, more like what they felt like. Like, this is like squeezing my torso so hard that like I can't feel my organs, so let's loosen it type of thing.
Okay.
For me, but not the aesthetic. That was all LJ.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is quite uncomfortable. I've got a bustier and a corset, and then that thing that I literally can't bend in, so it definitely adds to those fight sequences where it's a little harder. But obviously we were just trying to be accurate and represent the comic books properly, and that was the priority. So.
Yeah, I think these guys came off worse, really, because especially we're shooting up in Toronto, so by the end of the summer, when we start dipping into winter, these guys are out freezing. I spend the summer melting because I've got so much. Believe it or not, I'm not as buff as Homelander. I know I look it, but like it's so hot in that thing. So I've got a cooling system that pumps cold water, and I have to walk around like with a little bag, and
it looks like a catheter. It looks like a little catheter sticking out of the suit.
I'm gonna get one of
IV bags,
right?
Yeah.
Just like hang it up and walk around like I'm in hospital.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I was so disappointed the first day I saw you on set. Like, I was like a fanboy. I was like, oh shit, Homelander. And he turns around and he's got a little bag, little briefcase.
Carries with him.
Hi, you must be Lazarus. So great to meet you.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, I've heard so much about you.
Amazing. We're going to open it up for questions, because I know you guys probably have a lot of questions for these guys. There's 2 mics in the aisles, and while they kind of get themselves sorted, everybody in here loves the boys. They love you guys. What do you guys geek out about? Are you watching anything? Are you listening to anything in particular?
We actually just started watching, I started watching Succession.
Yeah, the 3 of us are
We've been
obsessed
jamming
with
about
it.
that. Love that.
So
I mean, apart from
good.
the boys, that is like my favorite group of deplorable characters.
Oh my God, it's such a good show.
So good.
So well done.
I also just watched that show Taboo.
Oh.
Taboo. Anyone seen that?
Tom Hardy.
It's so good.
That's what I've heard.
And if you haven't seen it, Tom Hardy is the lead, and it's just phenomenal.
He's amazing. I love him.
He's not bad.
Yeah. Hi, we'll start over here. Hi.
Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm from Atlanta. My question's mostly for Erin. How you guys talked about, The Boys being an R-rated superhero show, and for a lot of people, that's their first R-rated superhero show. And I think it's really interesting that Erin already had experience of being part of a show that was really dark and also kind of Me Too heavy. I just kind of wondered, what did you draw from that, or what was it like kind of when you realized your new storyline that, like, what experiences did you bring from Jessica to The Boys?
It's funny because I feel like when I approach characters, I look at them as such singular, specific entities that I haven't thought very much until recently that I've kind of gone through 2 very similar storylines on Jessica Jones and The Boys, which is really interesting. Both characters go through pretty insane sexual abuse. Maybe my character in Jessica Jones, you can't compare, but she goes through something that's horrendous. I think what it probably was honestly, there's such a difference between the roles, because the first time around I was playing just such a human being who is in jail, who has been raped, who has been knocked up, and then The Boys is kind of the opposite, and then I end up killing myself. You know what I mean? I'm not ruining this because it came out years ago. The Boys was like I had to find the strength in that. So that I loved doing, because I had done the role, which rightfully so, of a young woman who just was totally defeated by an act that was done to her. The Boys was really interesting, and I loved the way Eric took it because she gained strength from it, which you wouldn't normally think would be the result of sexual assault, but I think a lot of young women have this, because you go through it, and what are you supposed to do? You can't let it ruin the rest of your life. So, you know, they both go through sexual assault. I've played that a bunch in young female roles, and I think it's reflective of the fact that, unfortunately, it's kind of an epidemic amongst young women. But I would say they were really different, and I approached them essentially as just totally different entities on different arcs. But yeah, both were fun and challenging in their own right.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Great question. Thank you. Hi.
Hello, I'm Kenya from Chicago. Just wondering, how much are we going to see of Black Noir in the season 2, because we don't really see too much of him in season 1, and knowing a little bit from the comics, it's a big, you know, change or twist from, you know, what we see in the first season. So just wondering if we'll get into that a little more.
You're gonna love what's coming up for Black Noir in
100%.
It is so good. He's threaded very well through the whole series and culminates in some diabolical action, which I can't get too specific about at this point. And you may even find out what his kryptonite is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. But no, he's
Eric Kripke. Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
exactly. Exactly. Good job. No, but he's right. He's right. It's like Black Noir. I think of all the characters in season 2, from I read all the scripts and not just the yellow bits, and mostly just the yellow bits. But he's. I think he was probably they wrote to him the strongest in season 2, in my opinion. Like Black Noir is like a fucking force in season 2.
He's terrifying.
Yeah, it's epic.
You'll
love it.
you.
Ooh.
That's a spoiler.
Spoiler.
Look at you, pushing it one little question too far. But thank you. Good try. Hi.
How you doing, guys? My name is Markel. I'm from New Jersey, and I was curious. I know you guys touched on a little bit, and even in the Boys show, there's a lot of sort of unexpected lessons that I learned, like you know, Starlight coming into the show or coming onto the team and it not turning out to be anything that she ever expected. So I was wondering if, in joining up with this cast, if you know, while filming this season and the new one, if there were any sort of unexpected lessons that you guys took on as actors.
What did they learn from the first season, maybe, or take away?
Yeah, like unexpected
from the
ones,
storyline,
like
anything maybe that applied to your personal life or anything professional you learned, really?
So much.
I'm a horrible bowler. Horrible. I learned how to bowl for an episode, and I took lessons leading up to it. I'm so bad at it. Bowl. I had to bowl, and Starlight Annie is meant to be an amazing bowler, and so they had me go to lessons, and the teacher literally was like, I don't know how to help her.
I learned that I have the capability of gaining 2 pounds per episode while we film. 4 episodes in, I was up 8 pounds, and by the end of the season, I was like, how did this happen? Like, I need an extra large jacket. Yeah, it was crazy.
You need a coolant system.
Yeah, I need a Homelander suit.
Although, I don't think this is ruining anything, but there was one scene we did where you must have eaten like 10 donuts. It wasn't. And you kept going, and I was looking at you, and I was like, because I had to do it too, and I was like, and then you just kept slamming them, and they kept saying, do you want to fake a bite? And you're like, I'm good. 10 donuts in. You were like, I got it.
Okay, so admit it. Tell me now. Did you and Jack do that on purpose so I'd have to keep eating donuts?
What do you think?
And I'm trying to give her like an authentic performance because the camera was on her.
It's a really deep moment, and I was like, Laz, I need you for me here to eat the fucking donut. So I take responsibility for 4 of those pounds.
They were good donuts.
Yeah,
They were damn good
They
donuts.
were good donuts. Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Eric from Palatine, Illinois. My question is for Karl. What would you see Dredd doing with Homelander's powers in Mega City?
What would I see Dredd doing with Homelander's powers?
Like, would he just nuke Mega Blocks, or would he have more restraint?
I mean, he would use them for pretty much slightly more benevolent ends than Homelander, but Dredd's a fascist. I mean,
he's not exactly the hero's hero.
Yeah, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi guys, my name is Vincenzo and I'm from Chicago. My question is, what is the biggest challenge taken about on your role?
On any new role?
On the role in The Boys.
Oh, what is your
What was the
biggest
biggest
challenge
challenge?
taking on your characters?
The suit. No kidding, man. That suit is a fucking. They're really great. LJ, Laura Jean Shannon. She made fantastic suits that look amazing, but they do sometimes ergonomically. They're a little pinchy. They're not always super comfortable. They've each got their own little personality, and that's taken a long time to figure that out. But that's, it's not that bad. It's bad. It is bad.
The laser baby was a challenge. You gotta watch those fuckers. They're tricky. Very dangerous. Handle with care.
There's got to be a spin-off show. Laser babies.
Anyone down on that end? Any particular challenges?
I would agree with Antony. Definitely the costumes, for sure. Biggest challenge.
It's hard to pretend to be strong because I have so many scenes where I have to remember I'm a superhero, but then Erin is like trying to open a door and I'm like, oh, God! And then I make an effort and the director's like, so you can't, you're a superhero. Like we had a scene where, I was just about to dive into something and I don't think I can tell the anecdote. Never mind.
Is it a season 2 story?
Yeah, it was really funny. Basically, I'm really weak. Starlight's really strong and there's a disparity, and I've had some silly moments of directors being like, that's just, you can't be like that. You can't act like that. So maybe I should train more for the job. But.
I think you're doing a great job. Thank you for your question.
guys.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Jerome Green from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised. My question is for Karl Urban. When are we getting a sequel to Dredd? We want it. Give it to us.
Should we just do it right now?
Damn right. Let's go. Yeah.
Why not?
Hey, in Chicago, we got plenty of tall buildings. We can make it work.
Right. You know your geography, by the way.
I actually don't know what you meant.
Never mind. Listen, I would love to make it. I've gone on record saying that a bunch of times. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think that, the guys who own the rights to Dredd, Rebellion, I think they're developing something called Mega City 1. And it would just be great to see more Dredd, whether it's with me or not. It doesn't matter. I'm a fan of Dredd, and there's so many great stories there. I would love to see them, and I have no doubt that someday someone will make it. It's just a question. It's just a matter of time.
It will be me.
Anybody but
him. He doesn't know that yet, but I've already signed on.
Anybody but him.
Got your back, sport.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Sam from Chicago. I was curious if there was any omissions from like the comic book that you guys wish would have been in the show, at least in the first season or something, like Terror, Butcher's Dog or something.
What? You know what?
Other dog.
You're gonna love season 2. Oh shit, it's Kripke again.
Yeah. Fired again. I'm rehiring you to fire you again.
We're going to be banned from doing these panels. You keep talking.
We're actually all doing a television festival thing in a week or two, I believe. Where we're supposed to, talk about season 2 spoilers. We're going to have nothing to talk about, and they're going to be so infuriated with us because you guys know it first. Yeah, if you love Terra, you'll love season 2. Definitely Terra makes an appearance.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. You're giving Chicago all the spoilers.
Did you know?
Hey, they're not complaining, right? Hi.
Hi, I'm David Galindo from Fremont, California, school teacher.
Correct.
Anthony should play Mama's brother in the new Dredd. That's what I was going to say. Because you are good, bad.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Anthony would be a great bad guy for the new Dredd.
Me?
Just saying. Yeah.
You said Dredd's brother?
Mama's brother.
Who?
You should play Carl's mother.
Never mind. Yeah, really. So anyway, but that wasn't my mother. Sorry, that was a sidebar.
I'm from Antipodean. I'm quite dumb.
Laz, do you really watch Downton Abbey? Because that one scene...
You know, I got to tell you a funny story. When we first started doing the scene, and he started doing the lines, he was calling it Downtown Abbey.
That's what I call it.
So
I never heard of that in my life. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Downtown Abbey.
And I wrote Eric an email. I was like, can we use another show like Housewives of Atlanta? Like, black people don't watch Downtown Abbey.
Funny.
We use something that, black people watch, Love and Hip Hop.
By the way, this is from someone who drinks with their pinky up, literally.
How much longer do we have on this panel?
Look, we got 26 minutes.
Another 26 minutes.
This is terrible.
Literally
We should designate 25 on you.
So to answer that question, brother, no, I do not watch Downton.
Yeah.
You almost did it again. He almost did it.
Downton?
Downton. Is it Downton?
Downtown. Downton.
Oh, okay.
Downtown Alley.
Downtown Abbey, man.
Downtown Alley? Downtown Alley.
Yeah, it was just because... I started watching that show because of you with my wife. I swear to God. I would never watch that show. I would never watch that show. Because you always like, yo, he a tough brother. And I'm like, babe, let's watch that. She like, and then I swear.
Is it good?
It's hella good. It's so good. I'm about to buy the movie.
It is good.
For real. Yeah, but anyways, I'm going to go tell her that. I'm about to text her right now and be like, babe, he really don't. But yeah, she thanks you.
But you know what? Check in with him in a year. Maybe he will.
I think I might start.
Mother's Milk does, and that's the point.
Hi.
Hi, Vanessa from Chicago. So I follow a lot of you guys on Instagram, and I noticed that a lot of the cast, they have like this little joke where one of them will take a picture, and then the same picture. I was just wondering who started that, because that shit was funny.
Who started that, Karl?
Yeah, this is a long story. It's not very interesting.
We got 25 minutes, 25 seconds.
100%.
Les. Yeah, it was a little bit of a prank war going on set between the boys. And I was on set one day, and I did this kind of Burt Reynolds pose on the bed, and I got very set, and I didn't have really time to really reference the Burt Reynolds of it all. And we get to set, and I'm doing this, and it's quite a heavy scene that I'm shooting, and then I see Laz and Jack starting to act really, really mysterious and coy, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Oh, no, nothing. No, come on, what's going on? Nothing. And I whipped out the phone, checked the Insta, and these guys had done the exact same pose on the bed in the set next door. And then the rest of the cast joined in, so that's how it started. But
I believe it was heading into the weekend, like.
Yes, it was.
No, that was like the second or third one.
That's what it was.
A little bit of sexy chest.
So yeah, we've been having fun. I got Jack a goodie here. One day, for some reason on set, he had to have this bit of whiteboard pinned to his chest. So I just shot the shit out of that, and then put in a whole lot of slogans on it. And then we agreed to have a truce. So
not before he actually got me back by using his power as #1 on the call
this
sheet.
is bullshit. You hope that that's the case.
And getting a scene rewritten that you're gonna see in season 2. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but when you see it, you'll know Karl got me back. Badly. That's when I decided to wave the white flag.
Well, we look forward to that.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Thank you.
I can't wait for these people to see this. Because I know I'm just sitting here going, oh my God, I just want to tell you guys, And I can't.
Don't ever go to prank war with Karl Urban. You're gonna lose.
Karl pranks back hard.
Hi.
Hi there. My name's Zach. I'm from the Midwest, whatever. Listen, if you're not from Chicago, you're from the Midwest. My question is actually for Mr. Starr. So you're international from New Zealand. How was it to transition to this hyper-nationalistic American icon? Yeah, good luck.
At the moment, your country has a pretty fucking good example in the White House of hashtag get the fuck out and vote. Please vote. You guys, you're the real heroes if you fucking vote. No, but seriously, vote. The rest of the world is watching you. Trust me, and we're not happy. No, but look. What? Excuse me? Okay then. Sure, Paris Climate Award.
Don't do it again.
It's fine. Yeah, naughty. No more actors in the White House, please. What was the question?
Coming from New Zealand.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. You just approach it like any other character. I think we just build it from. I never really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Like it just happens organically each time. I don't have I work from the inside out or the outside in or anything. It just sort of comes together. A lot of it was to do with the suit, and something happens when you put something like that on that's so hideously patriotic and just so over the top. But there's also little there's little Third Reich-y sort of elements like the eagles, and it's very LJ did a great job like designing these suits to walk right on the line of being they're pretty subversive like thematically in the design, but I don't really know what else to say other than just your fearless leader is just the perfect example.
Can I just say one of the things that I love to do is study other actors, especially when I'm on set. I'm like a mouse just watching what they do with the material. And the day that I can't really give away anything, but being able to watch all these guys take what's written, like you read it when they give us the scripts, and then you envision what it's gonna be, and then seeing what they do with it and elevate the material, it's mind-blowing. Like, these are some really fucking talented people on this stage, and I love working with them, straight up.
And Les, too.
Yeah, likewise, dude, truly. Yeah.
That's actually what he wanted, is everyone to stop clapping and then go, but you're the best. You too, Laz, you too.
No. I mean, there are scenes in my head that I'm like, damn, oh shit, like, that's not on the script, so I say that with all sincerity.
That's amazing. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Jeremiah Johnson. I'm from St. Louis. I did watch Banshee.
Number 4.
My question, first comment more is, I really appreciate how, the show talks about, you know, the Me Too movement, but it also talks about the inherent corruption that comes from like corporate greed and corporate money, because that's like where the corruption of the superheroes comes from. So would you say this show has like opened the door for more lesser known comic book properties like Transmetropolitan, and like, or like Chew, or Planetary, like by Warren Ellis, where it does a very deep dive on fringe topics that are important but usually don't get big screen time or television time that I think a lot of people are starved for in this industry?
No idea. But I hope so. I certainly hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. And I tell you what, I don't know, maybe I might be slightly off topic. I might not be the best person to answer this, but so when I went and saw Joker, did I steal you?
Yes.
Sorry. I went and saw Joker, and I was like, why am I going to see Joker again? That's done. Heath Ledger did that. That's like, it's done. And then it wasn't until I got in there that I realized, they're not even trying to compete. They're making a film about mental illness, and it was so much deeper and darker and explored so much more than I realized it was going to be about. It just happened to be set in that DC, in that universe. So I don't know if that's any sort of answer to your question, but I feel like that kind of depth and being able to do character work and character study and film study that goes that deep, people fucking love it. People are smart and hungry for that kind of thing. So I think shows like ours help to open that door, but I think there's other things as well now, like Joker, for example, that are coming along. Like there's a new wave, there's a new trend that people are wanting a little more from their superhero universe than just good guys, I think.
Definitely, thank you. And I definitely agree with you. I think it will open the door for more lesser known properties. Hi.
Hi, my name is Eddie. I'm from Quincy, Illinois. And I know you guys do other conventions and things all over the world. What stands out to you for Chicago's C2E2 as opposed to like San Diego or some other conventions that you might have been to?
Anybody had deep dish pizza?
Deep dish pizza? Look, I just spoke, but I'll do it again. You know what? I haven't done that many conventions. Mr. Convention is on my left, and he can probably add a little more value than I can. But what I would say is with the few that I've done, it's maybe not a difference, but it's just you guys are also fucking genuine and warm, and it's so great meeting you, because being in the show is kind of a bubble, and it's very difficult to get a hands-on sense of how people feel about it. And some of the stories you guys came up, someone came up to me today saying that her mom had chronic depression for 5 years and watched not The Boys, Banshee
oh my God.
Through that. I know, I'm literally just
unfucking believable.
Banshee, again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Antony Starr.
Banshee, bitch.
I'm not kidding, just fucking watch it, please. No, but she did, she watched it. And she said, and look, I think, she said it really helped her through that period of her life. And look, who knows what it means to people, but to come and meet you guys and have a little FaceTime and shake hands, but not too much because coronavirus. More fist bumps today. But I think that's for all of us, right? That's a pretty amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I think Anthony's right. He hit the nail on the head. When we come to these cities and do these shows, we generally speaking don't get to see a whole hell of a lot of your beautiful city. We get to hang out with you, and you guys are the best part of our days. So thank you so much. We are blessed to have you guys as fans, and we really appreciate it. And thank you.
This is my first convention. Chicago.
Yeah.
Shot-town.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Well, then I feel like it's the appropriate time to tell you you're amazing in Avatar as well, and you're a great actor, and we're very happy to have you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh, Jacob Kelly from Rhode Island. Karl, I've been following your career since you were on Hercules and Xena, and I'm only 20. And my question is, do you believe that if superheroes were real, your show is the closest to what it would actually be like?
Well, that's a great question, and that's a conversation that I had with Eric Kripke when we, started this, and he was like, this is what we believe that superheroes would be like. I mean, yes, sure, you would have your altruistic types, but, human nature, where we can be some dark, devious motherfuckers, and that has got to be represented in superhero culture, and it's a more honest look at it, because we are flawed people, and that is human nature. So, according to Eric, that this is a far more honest depiction of superheroes than the sort of vanilla goody two shoes stuff that we've been seeing for decades. And you know what? It's more fun to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Tony from Round Lake, Illinois. I know you had touched on this a little bit, but you had said that when you go onto the stage, you just kind of like yourself and whatnot. But I was wondering how does your personality and your characters kind of cross in the show?
How are their relationships on screen different from off screen? What'd you say?
Yeah,
Someone over there, take this.
Personalities versus characters. I definitely think personality and character, right? Look.
How much like Starlight are you?
It's hard to, I don't feel like I can properly answer this question because in my mind, we have such a glaringly obvious parallel to his own character next to me, okay? But I'll try and answer. Listen, Starlight Annie is a better human being than I am. She is more of a badass than I am. She handles situations more maturely than I ever did. So I actually am learning from a character I'm playing, which is pretty cool and something that is a little unprecedented for me. And so it sounds a little cheesy, but whenever I walk away from this job, and knock on wood, it won't be for a while, I'm gonna kind of keep little parts of her with me because I think she's just fucking cool.
And if I can add my 2 cents, Erin is way more thugged out than Starlight.
I'm more what?
Thugged out.
Thugged out. Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you,
thank
there's
God
a
you
reason.
don't have powers because you will be blasting people in their chest.
It would not be good. I'll just tell you that. And I have a nickname on set, I'm not gonna lie, and it involves the word thug. So,
her nickname is Thug Life.
Itself.
And there's another one called Life of Sin.
It's true, so.
Because she had a sip of coffee one morning and went, all I need in this life of sin, to herself.
Alone.
And then told us about it.
I'm convinced she has Thug Life tattooed on her stomach. She's just never shown it to
But
us.
let me tell you one thing, You can get invisible tattoos where they ink your skin and they don't show up. So let me just tell you, if you used a light and shone it over my body, you'd see a lot.
All right.
I'm just saying that.
Leave that alone.
Yeah, leave it alone, but.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm from Chicago. I get a lot of hate for saying this show is my favorite because of how dark it is. So what would you say to defend fans like me for loving the show?
Fucking lighten up. For God's sakes. I'm sorry, did you say, what will we say to you for liking the show?
How would you defend me and other fans?
If she was going to defend people against saying, that show's so dark. But I mean, what show doesn't have different dynamics, I don't know.
And honestly, it's just exposing a lot of stuff that's going on in our world, like how power corrupts and greed and capitalism and all that stuff that we should be educating ourselves on if we're going to make a change.
Totally.
I just think
Turn on CNN. It's lighter than CNN. That's fucking dark. Look what's happening. What your boss is doing. That's dark.
Also, we're not arbitrarily throwing out dark material for the sake of throwing it out there. I've said this phrase before in terms of describing our show, but sunlight's a good disinfectant. We're trying to rip away like the weird, false, artificial facade behind you know, anything that, I lost my train of thought. I got too wordy. All right, sunlight's a good disinfectant. Oh, we're trying to just approach the taboo subjects because nothing's ever gonna change, like the Me Too situation. I've gotten a lot of flack for maybe being at the center or portraying that role, but we are starting a dialogue to change these things. We're not condoning them, we're admonishing them. So.
Yeah, and sometimes art is a good way to do that because people will watch art sometimes before, you know, investing in politics and doing something like that. So I think it's only a good thing. Tell your friends to turn it on, give it a try.
Right, they've always got Teletubbies.
There's always Teletubbies, yeah.
Guide them to the Children's Network.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Mitchell DeLigio from Chicago. My question is for Karl. What were some of the takeaways you had, and this is a dated question, from Lord of the Rings?
What were some of the takeaways from what?
From Lord of the Rings. I mean, like, besides props or, you know, maybe stealing a horse or two, I don't know.
Oh, you mean literally did he take anything?
Well, like, takeaways, like, maybe did he learn anything, maybe that including, like...
Got anything for sale from Lord of the Rings?
I got a lot of thermal underwear. I stole a lot of thermal underwear. Peter Jackson and Fran and Richard Taylor gave me my helmet from Lord of the Rings, which was pretty rad. And I mean, I guess the deepest takeaways would have been the experience of getting to work with that cast and crew. Particularly Viggo, who, I mean, you've worked with Viggo, haven't you?
Yes, and
Viggo Mortensen
one of
to
the
me
best.
was like, if I'm ever in a situation, you know, that it is somewhat precarious or there's a moral choice to be made, I'm like, what would Viggo do? No, I'm serious. That guy is one of the most amazing altruistic human beings I have ever met. And so for me, I guess I feel blessed to have just been a part of that experience and to know those people. And yeah, I think it's the people. It's the sort of the legacy of those friendships and the memories of what we did 20 fucking years ago. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you for your question. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Yep, your turn, right here.
Black Noir. That's a question from Black Noir. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen,
Hi.
Black Noir in the house.
All right, you lucked out. Now it's your turn.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
My name's Nick. I'm from Springfield, and I love the comic. Really good, but it's very Garthiness, very edgy. Is there anything that happened in the comic that you're like, thank God I didn't have to do that, or I wish I did that because it's pretty edgy?
We
yeah, well,
kinda
definitely
touched
some
on
of
this.
Maeve's scenes, you know, sex scenes. I'm thankful that I didn't have to be quite so graphic with those on screen. Not a topic.
Ladies go through a lot in the graphic novel.
Yeah.
Ladies go through a lot. My situation with the Deep in the first episode in the comic book involves all the superheroes and
yeah,
a lot of work. That is just, I'm glad we.
It would have taken. Yeah.
What about you? Is there a scene that you can think of from the comics you would have wished would have been on the screen?
I mean, I kind of wanted Jack from Jupiter to be in the show, but I know why they didn't have him in, and that probably would have been a little bit too far. Yeah, a little bit. Un poquito. Yeah, but I was just thinking like, yikes. But the show is fantastic. I like it more than the comic, to be honest.
Yay. Yay. Thank you. And I'm sure you guys love hearing that. It is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Really. Hi.
Hi, I'm Johanna from Chicago. And so, where's Terror?
Where's who?
Who? Terror.
Oh, Terror.
Oh, where's Terror?
Oh, Terror. I don't know.
In season 2.
Yay!
Another.
He's actually in Canada right now.
Although I did notice, like when we were promoting, like the original, when they first started rolling out advertisements for the show, someone went, "Oh my God, there's like one of the boys. We got a poster up," and I was like, "Oh, cool! I want to go and see it." And they said, "It's you, it's you and Terra." It's like, that's an odd combo. And I go along and I look, and there's Terra pissing on Homelander's boots. Cut off here. And I was like, I finally made it, look.
Well, your crotch made it.
I've got it, yeah, these boots. I mean, the whole thing is about the boots anyway. I've said that before. But yeah, Terra featured a lot in the marketing campaign.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, hi.
Hi, I'm Ross from California, and I was wondering if you guys have any like favorite backstage stories or like shenanigans that have gone on during filming.
Other than the Instagram?
Other than the Instagram.
Many, actually, many. A lot of laughs. And season 2 just provided so much more. I can't wait. We're going to come back next year and we'll have a catch-up on all the season 2 shenanigans. But if you go to Erin's Insta stories, I believe you'll see Jack Quaid trying to eat a taco.
Oh my God.
Jack Quaid trying to eat a taco. Funniest thing
In the wind.
In the wind.
In the wind.
And it was like blowing everywhere. We were such assholes. We were filming him trying to eat a taco, and it was like going all over his costume.
But the best part is I just saw him in the distance eating a taco. First of all, he's covered in blood, because when is he not, okay?
Yeah.
Covered in blood. Nothing's happened yet, but you and I looked at each other, and I see Jack eating a taco in the wind, and I was like, shit's about to go down. So I turned it on, and it's the best footage I have.
Oh my God.
Of him ever. I think I need to post it permanently.
I think so. Did you not?
No, I had to my stories, but...
Look at Laz is horrified. What's this motherfucker got on me?
So
Laz is sitting there going, did you sweep up after him?
Yeah.
But someone cleaned up the mess.
Get on his costume? Did he clean it?
Who was there? Did he clean the place?
Yeah, there.
I remember doing that scene with the babies, like when you and me were doing the standoff scene at the end of the night, and we were shooting it overnight. We had 4 babies, count them, 4.
Oh.
Not one baby would not cry.
As soon as they touched him, it got into his arms. It was like, wah!
Came into me, it would be perfectly calm, hit me and go, motherfucker. Scream. And it was just, I was furious. I was livid and just dying because I had all this dialogue and I was like, it's not working. And then I look over at him and he's just standing there smirking again. Just laughing as I, he had a great night.
It's a fun night.
Oh.
It was pretty funny.
Thank you. And we have time for just one more question. Hi.
Hi, I'm Drew from New York, and I have a question for Karl. Just what was it like using Spice Girls in a pep talk, and have any of them reached out to you since then?
Thankfully, no. They did not get the better end of that talk, did they? I remember reading it, and I liked what was on the page, but I called up Eric and went, Eric, there's 2 Spice Girls not in this that he doesn't reference. You've got to list them all. And so I said, I'll send you something. And so I actually did a little bit of Google research about what Jerry Halliwell, was her name Jerry Halliwell? Yeah, the red one. Or what she had been up to. And so I thought it was really fun for Butcher to actually specifically know the songs or the albums. And so and Kripke was like, this is great. He folded it into the story, and so yeah, it's. But yes, no, I'm waiting for the phone call from the Spice Girls. I think they actually did. They did have a reunion. Do you know?
You would know.
I would know, wouldn't I?
I think they did recently have a.
They did, didn't they? Yeah. It was amazing.
Thank you, and thank you guys so much. The show's so awesome.
You.
Thank you guys all are.
Chicago, thank you. Chicago. You guys have been great. Thank you so much.
Stop.
Thank
Erin,
you. Bless.
Antony, and Karl.
Thank you. The Boys, season 2 coming this year.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.